See, Channel 12 doesn't do this in Long Island in the afternoon. They don't let you know how the Long Island Railroad's doing. Alright, let's see what top story is.
Top story this evening, a Mother's Day tragedy in Queens. A mother of 4 who was pinned between 2 cars in Jamaica yesterday has died from her injuries. Arnold Davik has the latest.
So good, Channel 1 did lead off.
And the search for the driver.
Yeah, Rochelle, we're out here on the street in front of her home where there are still signs of the aftermath of what happened here. The SUV.
Yeah, there's the Equinox.
Is a reminder to her loved ones of what happened here. An incident that reminds them that she is gone.
So I did have some of the report recorded on my phone earlier, but for whatever reason, Channel 1's feed, I don't know what happened when I was watching on my TV earlier, but it cut out. And I can blame Spectrum on that. It's on their end. So, thankfully, my internet didn't go out. So, we are going to watch the full report right now. And I will give Channel 1 credit. They did a good job at least covering this story. So, without further ado, let's watch from the Spectrum News website.
Of all days for it to happen. We were supposed to be celebrating Mother's Day.
The family of 49-year-old Florence Engwu is struggling to cope with their loss. Engwu was a mother of 4 children, now young adults. This video is difficult to watch. A stolen landscaping truck pulls off on 120th Street, dragging an SUV with it, which slammed into 3 people and pinned Engwu. She suffered fatal injuries. All of this happened right in front of her daughter, Princess.
We were her life, her kids, her husband. All she did was, everything she did was for us.
This happened Sunday around 8:30 in the morning. The stolen truck crashed into several parked cars. Neighbors say Engwu tried to get the driver to stop. Sean Vassell also tried to step in.
I was just trying to help her out, just trying to calm her down because that's her car. They hit her car. And she come out, and I said, it's fine. Just don't worry. We got the plate number. Just let him go and, just stay in the back. Walk away.
He ended up with minor injuries, and he's happy to be alive, having watched what happened to Engwu. Her loved ones are remembering her.
Very caring, very good-willed, strong, very strong woman. That's what we thought that she might pull through. She's a fighter.
Engwu was from Nigeria, married for nearly 3 decades, a nursing aide with 4 college-aged children. Her daughter, Princess, says they want the person responsible to be tried and convicted, but knows that won't bring their mother back. Now she just wants everyone to remember her mother the way she always knew her.
She was a fierce woman, the fiercest woman you'll ever meet.
So far, no arrests have been made. Police say they found that stolen truck abandoned a mile and a half away from where this all happened. Now they're offering a reward for any information in this case. We're in Queens. Arnold Davik, New York 1.
So I will say, Channel 1 did a good job covering this tonight. You gotta give them credit for at least doing a good job. And at least, again, they did send a reporter, which I'll give them credit for. But, of course, there is other news that we have to get to tonight. I'll also mention one last thing. Pat Kiernan thankfully did bring this up. I was checking to see if the Daily News would have it on the front page, and of course, it was on the front page. No surprise. And what we are going to do right now is let's see if we can check the New York Post. I want to see if this made the New York Post. That's what I'm curious about. Okay, the Post did have it on the front. Here we go.
Time for some of what's in the Monday morning papers. The chaotic hit and run in Queens and sent a mother to the hospital on Mother's Day is on the front page of both the Post and the Daily News at the bottom headline here.
So again, I'm not surprised. I really am not surprised that both the Daily News and the New York Post did have it on the front page today. So, yeah. Now we're going to get to the developing story that happened in Ridgewood. Now, originally, believe it or not, this was originally on the front page earlier tonight. I don't know what happened. Okay, I don't know where it is. I'd have to go to community and neighborhoods, I guess, to find it. Yeah, here we go. This is it. This is it. Ridgewood. Man, I had to read another story from Ridgewood a couple of videos ago, but now, here we go. We're going to Ridgewood. This is it. 2 women shot and critically injured in the Ridgewood section of Queens. So here we go. Police said the shooting happened this morning at 8:27 a.m. on Monday, May 9th in an apartment above the Wizard Electronics store at 67-17 Fresh Pond Road off Flametto Street in Ridgewood. According to law enforcement sources, the unidentified 49-year-old woman suffered gunshot wounds to her abdomen and shoulder. Upon further investigation, police said they also found a 51-year-old woman at the location with a bullet wound to her head. EMS rushed both victims to NYC Health Elmhurst Hospital, where they are listed in critical condition. See, that's the problem. They never mentioned that NYC Health has its own hospital system now. You know, I just wish they would do that, but they don't. Okay, officers from the 104th Precinct closed off several blocks of Fresh Pond Road near the crime scene as part of the ongoing investigation. Citizen App reported that the cops are looking for a possible suspect seen fleeing inside a vehicle with tinted windows heading westbound along Palmetto Street. So it is a one-way eastbound. So we are going to look up this address, and thankfully Crime Stoppers did have an updated description. So let's just look up this address, and I believe I know where this is. Let's see. Oh, yep, I know where this is. Look at this. Right by the cemetery. And guess what's up the street, folks? Wendy's. So I know this area very, very well. This is the Wendy's by Elliott Avenue. Elliott Avenue's right off the Q38, which would get me to Elmhurst to get my bus back to Fresh Meadows. Seriously, folks, you cannot make this stuff up. You really can't. So let's get to the updated story that we got, and then we're going to cover what's going on in the parks. Because there have been a lot of disturbing things that have been going on in the parks. There was a shooting in Central Park over the weekend, and then this happened in Astoria right here. See, we're going to get into that, but let's just see if we can get to the suspect description. And at the end of this video, we're going to talk about a trend that is very important that we need to bring up, and that is, of course, smash and grabs. We are going to talk about that at the very end of this video, so let's see. I don't want to read the victim's name. Here we go. 55-year-old male suspect is identified as Pedro Clintron. Okay. Yeah, so Channel 1 did have this on their website. Interesting. Okay. Oh, this is sad. So this is a confirmed homicide. 51-year-old civilian. Wow. I mean, at least Channel 1 did cover this, but my goodness. They better lead off with this in the 10 p.m. newscast tonight.
This is New York One Live at 10. Here's what we're following tonight. A manhunt underway this hour for the gunman wanted for a double shooting. What we're learning about the suspect, Eric Feldman, standing by.
So, as you're seeing, Channel 1 did do a good job covering what happened in Ridgewood tonight. And this is obviously being put later on in the video, but I will give them credit. They let off immediately with the 10 p.m. newscast tonight. But what I've been noticing, where's Lewis Dodley? He hasn't been on in a long time. Very long time. But I also mentioned that they did show the mugshot again. And I really hope that they do catch this guy. We do have to talk about what's going on in the parks. And then we're going to talk about the smash and grabs. So here we go. Collision that killed Astoria mom near Astoria Park. Here we go. 10 p.m. Let's see when this happened. Yeah, May 6th. Kadrina Lorino was attempting to cross 21st Street near Astoria Park South, where she was hit by an SUV that was driven by an elderly 73-year-old woman. 114th Precinct responded to a 911 call regarding a motor vehicle collision involving a pedestrian and found Lorino lying on the road with trauma to her body and her head. Sadly, the victim was taken to NYC Health Elmhurst Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. A preliminary investigation by the Highway District Collision Squad claimed that the driver was turning the 2005 Honda Element on 21st Street when she struck the mother of the 20-year-old daughter as she allegedly walked outside the marked crosswalk. NYPD confirmed this was not a hit and run, as the driver remained at the scene and was not injured. Lorino lived on 21st Street near 25th Road and worked for the MTA as a cleaner and helper at LaGuardia Bus Depot in Elmhurst. She worked for the MTA bus company since December of 2005. Acting New York City Transit Bus President Frank Anacrano said, "Everyone at the MTA is heartbroken to learn the loss of our colleague, LaGuardia Depot cleaner and helper Karina Lorino. Our hearts go out to her family at this tremendous, difficult time." So, very unfortunate. And again, look what's been going on in Astoria. Channel 1 has completely blown off Astoria as usual. Why aren't I surprised about that? No. It seems Channel 1 overall doesn't care about wildlife or conservation or anything major that happens in the park. So, here we go. Teenagers shot near Central Park, and Curtis Lewa was on a talk show about this today. So here we go. Let's see. This happened Saturday night, May 7th. Shooting happened at 5 p.m. near 110th Street and 5th Avenue. Yeah, you don't want to be in that part of the park. That's not a good area to be in the park, trust me. I mean, I know it's by the Kennedy Reservoir, but you really don't want to be there. So, what time did this even happen? I'm not even going to mention that. Alright, didn't even mention what time this happened. 5 p.m., okay. Thinking, yeah, this happened in broad daylight. I mean, my God. You know, Channel 1 is just blowing off these stories as usual. Okay, let me see what I can look up. NYC Smash and Grab. We gotta talk about this, because this is something else that Channel 1 is ignoring. I mean, look at this. This happened in the Bronx. Watch this video.
6:53, police are looking for 3 men who pulled off
Watch
a
this.
brazen smash and grab robbery at a jewelry store in the Bronx. One of the suspects seen breaking the storefront window with a sledgehammer. Another man seen helping him steal from the display. This video is from last Sunday at a jewelry store.
See, Channel 1 blew this off.
Police say this may be
Why aren't I surprised?
around New York City. In this case, police say they took off with 20.
My goodness. You know, this made the news over the weekend. So let's check Spectrum's website and see if it's anywhere in the Bronx thing. Because if not, let's check to see if Channel 12 The Bronx brought it up. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Nothing about it. Nope. We're Channel 1. We're just going to blow this off. Let's see. Yeah, in fact, Channel 4 bought this up. $150,000 jewelry stolen. Look at this. And a handbag robbery. Look at that. Soho. I mean, look at this. This is what has to be the focus of the election coming up. The fact that you have all these smash and grabs happening. In fact, I think a couple months ago on the Walt Whitman Mall in Long Island, smash and grab. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. So, you really cannot. I'm not even going to look up Channel 12. I've lost my patience for tonight. I mean, look at this. Look at this. $150,000 jewelry stolen. See if we can find that one. That's the last one we're going to look for. Here we go. Yeah, Channel 4 bought this up. That's there a video? Okay, good. There's a video. We'll just watch that instead.
You see a robber wielding a sledgehammer, smashing his way through the front window of a jewelry store. This is in the Bronx, one of at least 18 connected robberies at stores around the city. And police say the thieves have gotten nearly $250,000 worth of stolen goods. News 4's Ida Siegel spoke to workers at that Bronx store. She's standing by there live. Ida?
David, those workers were terrified, but one in particular who I spoke with tonight had the presence of mind to act quickly and protect everyone in that store with this gate. It was 4 o'clock on an otherwise quiet Sunday afternoon when security video shows a man with a sledgehammer bash the front window here at MNP Jewelry Store on White Plains Road.
And all of a sudden we hear boom, a loud boom. The last thing I had in my mind was that we're gonna get robbed.
So you get the idea of what's going on here. You really get the idea of how alarming. I don't even want to play the entire video. Here we go. Look at this. Same thing. A sledgehammer. Just like the Bronx in Brooklyn. You really cannot make this stuff up. You really can't. Look at this. $150,000. And mind you, this is on Newsmax TV. Newsmax TV. That's how big of a deal this is. Watch this last part. Because the blood's on Eric Adams' hand too. Especially because we have a governor who has COVID right now. Our governor has COVID. So now it's like everything's in Eric Adams' hands the next week we have.
In the month of April, clearly taking a toll on
Look at this.
Mayor Eric Adams' support there. As you can see, a Quinnipiac poll shows 43% approve of New York City Mayor Eric Adams handling overall approval there. And he's just 4 months into his term. But what's really pulling him down, if you look into it, is crime. 54% of New Yorkers disapprove of the way this mayor is handling this issue. The disapproval number, that is up from 35%.
And look at me. I'm one of the 54% that is not approving of what Eric Adams is doing. I'm not. I mean, you would think that out of all places in New York City, out of all places, Fresh Meadows would have a shooting. There was a shooting in Fresh Meadows this year. Out of all places. Crime has gotten a lot worse since Eric Adams has become the mayor. And Channel 1, as usual, it's just ignoring us. And we're tired of it. We really, really are, as usual. I mean, all these accidents happening in Astoria, I mean, you'd think they get 30-second mentions. Wouldn't Channel 1 get a little suspicious and wonder, hey, why are all these people getting run over in Astoria? No. So, Channel 1 did somewhat redeem themselves, but they have a lot more work to do in order to claim the once glory days of when they were owned by the Warner Brothers. And I really wish that Warner Media would come back and take over the operations. We want Time Warner Cable back. Get rid of Spectrum. We don't need them anymore. That's it.